Shares of Twitter, they are under pressure after the company missed on user growth expectations and provided some lower revenue guidance for the next quarter. Joining us right now, first on CNBC, is Twitter's CFO, Ned Segal. And Ned, it's great to see you this morning. Lots of questions for you. You know, it's one of those quarters where you beat on the numbers, and then the question, of course, were the expectations just too high about what the future is going to hold?
Well, thanks for having me, Andrew. Remember, we set bold goals just a couple months ago to double our revenue to $7.5 billion in 2023, to continue to compound our audience to 315 million, so 20% annualized over the last year and the next few years in 2023. And a couple months in, we feel really good about the progress we've made. We grew ads revenue 32%. We grew our audience 20%, which is in line with what we thought we'd do at the beginning of the quarter. So we've made really good progress so far.
How should investors think about this issue of monetizable daily active users, which did not grow at the levels that I think people were hoping for?
Well, we grew over 30 million year over year, 7 million sequentially, and 20% annualized in Q1. And we shared, as we start to lap both COVID-19 and then a year where in the United States, people were very focused on the lead up to and the aftermath of the presidential election for the last year, that, as we'd said back in February, we expect Qs 2, 3, and 4 to see low double-digit growth, with the low point likely in Q2. So there's no change to what we've said before. And as economies open all around the world, our product improvements are designed to help people continue to find what they're looking for, whether it's around sports that they're watching in a stadium as opposed to on their sofa, politics, entertainment, or whatever the topic might be.
Dare I ask, how much do you think this was impacted by Trump?
Well, remember, we added 7 million DAU from Q4. And we mentioned back in February that we added more DAU in the month of January than we did in the average of the last 4 Januaries. There's so much more that happens on Twitter than any one topic. Remember, 80% of the people who use Twitter are outside of the United States. So I just point to all the incredible things that there are to talk about on Twitter, whether it's crypto or entertainment or stocks or other things, and all of those powerful conversations. I think it's easy for us to take a U.S.-centric view of these things. We have to remember all the other incredible conversations that are happening on the service.
I want to talk about all of those in 1 second, but I do have one question which relates to President Trump, which is, if he was back on the platform, do you think he would still be as big a draw as he used to be?
I don't know how to answer a question like that. I do know that there's still a lot happening on Twitter around politics right now. Today, you can go on and hear conversations around President Biden's tax plan, around the infrastructure plan, around whatever the topics of the day might be. As long as Twitter's been around, people have been talking about politics on our service. The people who are having the conversation might change. The topics of the day continue to evolve. But no matter what, people come to Twitter to share their thoughts, to hear and learn from others.
Right. You know, there have been a lot of folks quite bullish on Twitter, in large part because of the number of acquisitions and new products that you've been introducing and plan to introduce. We were talking to Mark Mahaney in the 6 o'clock hour this morning, and one of the things he said was, I still think that there needs to be effectively a bigger funnel, that people need to, that Twitter needs to be effectively more accessible to more people, that have a greater use case for more people. How do you think about that relative to new products, which just frankly may be more engaging for the current user base?
So every day we've got a really healthy top of funnel, meaning the number of people who come to Twitter who haven't been on it ever, or who've been on it but haven't been on it for some time, where it's not a part of their daily ritual. It's been remarkably consistent for years. And we actually view the real opportunity as helping more of those people make Twitter part of their daily ritual, where they go to find out what's happening in the world and what people are talking about, to wake up in the morning and come to Twitter to get their news and converse with others around those topics. If we can do a better job of that, we can continue to make progress towards that 315 million goal that we set for 2023.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.